Good morning to everybody. Myself, Dr. R.C. Chauhan, Associate Professor, Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan, Government College, Ajmer. Today we will be discuss MSc Physics, semester 2nd, Classical Electrodynamics, paper 5th, unit 1st, and that is Kramers-Kronig relations. First of all, what means of these relations? Why we need this one? So we start with the definitions. The key relations are the bidirectional relations connecting real and imaginary parts of any complex functions that is analytic in the upper half plane. We can say y is greater than 0. What means of this one? Means this is the relations, these are the relations which correlate the imaginary and the real part of any complex quantity. Both can be converted to each other, real converted into the imaginary, imaginary into the real, and the bilateral relations between these two, and this is used for the upper half, means the y is greater than 0, just like the figure I have shown. This one means the upper half of this one, this is used for this one. So examples, it correlates the real and imaginary parts of the complex effective index, just like we have used in the n equal to the epsilon omega by the epsilon 0 minus 1, and that we have right omega p square divided by omega 0 square minus omega square minus iota omega. So this is the complex quantity. So it have the real part and imaginary part. Its real part and imaginary part are correlated by these functions, and that is called the KK relations. Also used to complex relative permittivity and the electric susceptibility. So we start with the complex effective index. When the wave is passes through the medium, it will be the converted, and this vectors proves that the complex refractive index. So n equal to the n real plus iota n imaginary. So n real, that is the refractive index related with the phase velocity, and the imaginary part is related with the mass attenuation coefficients, as we have discussed earlier, the post oscillator. The amount of the attenuation when the electromagnetic wave propagates through the materials, then we can say the A epsilon imaginary, that is the related with the electric field of the plane electromagnetic traveling the z axis. So the k equal to pi n by the lambda 0. So n is the complex effective index here. So E z t, that is the electric field at the z distance at the time t, that is the real part of the E0 e raised to power iota k z minus cos omega t, just like we are using the cos theta. And the real part of this one, we have substituted the value of the k, real part of the E0 e raised to power iota 2 pi n plus iota k by lambda 0 z minus omega t. Here we have write that the epsilon k equal to the n plus iota k, n is the real part and the k is imaginary part. So this can be divided into the two parts. The outer part is the e raised to power twice pi k z by lambda 0, the real part of this one E0 e raised to power iota k z minus omega t. So for the KK model, Kronig models, we can say epsilon omega by the epsilon 0 in the upper half omega plane permits the use of the Cauchy's theorem to correlate the real and imaginary part of the epsilon omega by the epsilon 0 on the real axis. So the Cauchy's equations gives epsilon z by the epsilon 0 1 plus 1 divided by 2 pi iota minus infinity to plus infinity epsilon omega dash by the epsilon 0 minus 1 divided by omega dash minus z d omega dash. And there is a figure where we can write like this one, the real part and imaginary part. There are the two part of this one, x1 and x2. x1 we have write the real part and x2 is the imaginary part, and they are the peaks and they have the maximum and minimum also. Now we switch over to the third page for today, and that is epsilon omega by the epsilon 0 equal to the 1 plus 1 divided by twice pi iota minus infinity plus infinity epsilon omega dash by the 0 minus 1 omega dash minus omega minus iota delta d omega dash, where we have write that this is the delta is the nearby functions of this one. So the when the omega dash is nearly equal to the omega, then we can write 1 divided by omega dash minus omega minus iota delta equal to the p is a function that is Cauchy's principal values, 1 divided by omega dash minus omega plus the pi iota del omega dash minus omega. So we can write the x1 omega, that is 1 divided by pi, p, that is the principal function of the minus infinity plus infinity, x omega, x2 is the omega dash functions, and the omega dash minus omega d omega dash, that is the imaginary part. So we see this is the correlations between the real part and imaginary part. X1 is for the real part and the x2 is for the imaginary part, and this is the correlation between these two. Similarly, opposite of it, if we want to write the imaginary part in terms of the real part, then we write x2 function of the omega equal to minus 1 by pi p functions, principal functions, minus infinity plus infinity, x1 omega dash divided by omega dash minus omega d omega dash. This is the real part, so this is correlated to each other. Now we can write again the epsilon z by the epsilon 0, that is epsilon omega by the epsilon here. So we can write 1 plus pi iota p minus infinity plus infinity epsilon omega dash by the omega epsilon 0 minus 1 divided by omega dash minus omega d omega dash. The real part of this one is like this one, epsilon omega by the epsilon 0 equal to 1 plus 1 divided by pi p is the principal functions plus infinity imaginary epsilon omega dash by the epsilon 0 d omega dash divided by omega dash minus omega. And the similarly for the imaginary part of the epsilon omega by the epsilon 0 equal to minus 1 by pi p, that is the functions minus infinity plus infinity real epsilon omega dash minus epsilon 0 minus 1 omega dash by the omega, and that is d omega dash. So these are the Kramers-Kronig relations. Now what are the applications part of this one? We can write physical interpretation of this one. This is just like a simple view. We can write the imaginary is the on y-axis, the real axis in the x-axis. So there is the counter is there is the point hole that is at the omega equal to omega dash. Now what is the physical interpretation of it? The KK formulation 2 as response frequencies functions of this one is the response function is, we see that is the x is the function of the t minus t dash, the time dependent functions, then the property of the p, that is corresponding to with the force ft dash at the time t dash. So what we say, we can say that on applying the force there is an angular displacement p is there, means that we can say the on applying the force, or we can say the torque, there is the angular displacement of any pendulum. Earlier as the junior classes we know very well, on applying the external force there is the variation of this one. So this is the correlation between these two. So let the pt dash represent the angle of the pendulum and the ft dash is the applied force of the motor driving then the pendulum motions. And similarly this is the response function is xt minus t dash equal to 0 for the t is less than t dash, since the system cannot respond to the force before they applied. This is very important questions. What is that? Means first there will be the region, then there will be the cause, or you can say if there is the impact is there, after that there will be the result. If you have give something someone, then there will be the output of this one. If there is no input, then there is no output. So similarly, first we have given the input, then there will be the output. So this so that on giving the input there will be the output, without input there is no output. So this is the 2 times t and the t dash. T is, we can say, that is the force is applied, and the t dash is the result is there. Second, the imaginary part of a response functions describe how a system spreads energy, since it is the phase with the driving force. Means if we apply the force, then the energy loss is there, attenuation is there. So the KK relations imply that the observing that dissipative response is the sufficient to the determines its out of phase with, and vice versa of this one. Means on applying any force, the particle is moved and there is a loss in energy or there is attenuation of it. So like this one, this will give the real and imaginary part of the relations between these two. So this is all about the KK relations. Thank you very much.